Ini dia match point bang ya. Kalau ini 3-0, maka dipastikan Onyx akan menuju ke perempat final. Ya, perempat final. Mari kita lihat. Ini dia match point game ketiga. Jika Onyx kalah, maka kita akan masuk ke game yang keempat bang ya. Kali ini King Kong pakai Hayabusa lagi. Nah, ini Super Prince sudah pakai Lui. Ini udah agak apa ini bang? Udah agak serius ini Super Prince. Lui, Yves, Parsa. Itu Super Prince sudah pasti. Sekarang lagi di push dia apa Selena, tapi masih agak kurang bang ya.
Making rotation for Escalera a little bit difficult. Onyx isn't giving an easy time
Ini
for
Kirk.
Minds. They know they have twisted.
Hari kesukaan dia itu Gatot sama yang pertama bukan Gatot, yang pertama itu Edit. Yang kedua Gatot. Cuma 2 orang ini yang pakai hero apanya? Hero power. Sementara King Kong yang pertama itu Joy.
I think this is something that we see from teams in MPL Philippines for the first in the players round of the playoffs. You want to see them try.
Ini untuk kita predik ini bang ya, hero favorit mereka. Sementara untuk Kelra, yang pertama itu dia paling suka Moskov bang ya. Kalau Kelra ini, jadi dia sangat-sangat menguasai hero Moskov ini.
That the presence of the Gacha will be enough to take the Farsa out right away, so that Kelra will just be left untouched.
Dan sekarang outplay make Moskov kebaca dong. Mati dong.
Pokes on Escalera, forced out the flicker already, plus spatial migration. Meanwhile, James on the chase onto King Kong, but King Kong still secures the turtle.
King Kong ya.
Plus a combo onto Brusco. Kirk trying to catch MP.
Kemana itu Biggie?
Play. They're gonna go to the purple buff of Twisted Minds.
Masih mati dong.
Okay, up against 3 was able to.
Gak ada yang bantu bang.
He's able to go for more against Kirk and Brusco out of nowhere.
What happened to what did James just do? Well, he took like I assume what is a 380-pound muscle.
Gak ada yang nolongi Pupiusnya. Udah bantai-bantai gitu pun ditinggal bos.
Early on in the game, especially when the other team doesn't have a lot of items, you can bully 2v1, 3v1 as the Phobius. There's almost always going to be a trade if you're not careful.
Yeah, I'd be pretty scared of a guy that's what is he? He's got what? I don't even know what the weapon
Begitu pun masih King Kongnya itu yang levelnya duluan.
Is it an tower? Like an obelisk or something?
Yeah, an obelisk.
Is that how you say obelisk?
Yes.
Obelisk. I'm playing the wrong game here.
Monolith. It's a big
Is it not obliques?
It's not that.
That's a muscle group.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He's pretty muscly though.
Yeah, he does have hella obliques though.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Ingan is already imagining a cosplay of Naisu as Phobius. In all of his shirtless
Keldranya pakai flicker bang. Apa ini gelap?
You know, these keep it together on day one. So they find themselves at pretty much a standstill for now. They're going to go ahead and take their time. Again, we're still 30 seconds away from the next turtle coming up, and it was Onyx Philippines that got the last one. So now we'll see how they rotate based off this early game. Again, outplayed. Has to just farm up. He's going to be able to go ahead and put pressure on later on. So really, it's just up to how they rotate against each other here.
Ini dia turtle-nya.
James is exactly where he needs to be. And so we'll see again.
Jadi mereka udah lihat ya tombak Moskovnya tadi udah lewat. Harusnya mereka udah hitung itu.
They want to spend a lot of time together and they're checking shrubs while doing it. Well, Onyx Philippines went from a 2-3 split into a 4-1 into a 1-3-1 all in one go, just to find an opening across the map in different parts of the map as well. So Onyx Philippines, again, this is just them showing off their flexible rotation style very well, checking things, which leads them to this. Now they have info where the turtle is. Twisted Minds, yes, they've gotten here first, but Onyx Philippines know that, okay, we need to allow Twisted Minds to go first because they need King Kong to get in his buff. Now that he'll be in a better set, this still could go good for Twisted
Kalah
Minds if
itu
only
Moskop.
if Outplayed
Kena
hits
pok-pok
that
aja
Spear of
terus sama
Destruction.
Yeah, and not to mention Escalera also with his combo. And he needs to set his eyes onto King Kong and even force out the Purify of Super Prince because so far Onyx has been controlling all.
Dapat.
Special migration. This is the combo we're waiting for. King Kong.
Brusco-nya lagi, hajar.
Obliterated by Twisted Minds. Brusco is the next target and a double
Nice.
kill for Escalera.
Damn good read for the Magician. 2 kills, he got the pick
Langsung
to start
ke
things
itu.
off, and everything that Onyx
Purple-nya
Philippines
nggak?
did to dance and jockey for position, taken away in an instant
Dipaksa
by
pakai
Escalera.
retry bang ya.
As soon as Zingon said it, it happened.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Escalera needed to do. The fact that he got the 2 kills off of that are going to help him go ahead and scale up a little bit nicer. Here on this Guinevere, you can already see some of the items coming into play. The first items are locked in, and that's going to be crucial. And for Onyx Philippines, you know, the farming has been happening in the gold lane. You already got the endless battle there for Calro, but even on the other side, Crosso Scythe working still on the next for Outplayed. And so gold laners are just going to do their things, man. But I feel like Onyx, when it comes down
Super
to
Prince-nya
4v4 without the gold laners,
masih belum main
they
bang ya.
have to be so crucial on avoiding
Damage-nya
whatever
masih
Escalera decides to go for. And then
kurang.
on top of that, it's like, how do we even get through James? The front line for them, because there's just so much burst potential
XP-nya udah dilepas
magic-wise
ini.
between MP and Hajizi.
Yeah, and not to mention if Brusco misses with his combo. Or even
Kemana
Kirk
itu?
with
Masa
AOG, it's gonna be hard for Onyx to continue out the
Guinevere-nya ke sana loh?
especially if it's a long draw
Ngapain?
fight. But even if for some reason, even if it reaches the late game, despite the Twisted Minds having outplayed, again they can utilize Onyx, can utilize the fact that they have a Luyi and Hayabusa and just play around the macro once again.
Look at the reach on that cowboy.
He's got the gun now.
He's got a little gun too, so
Got my gun.
it's gonna be even harder.
It's gonna be even harder. I got the
Nah, ini orang itu berpikir nih gimana caranya biar war.
So
Nah,
Twisted
kan?
Minds really needs to start helping Outplayed, man.
Okay.
Mundur harusnya. Parsa nggak ada ulti.
This next objective to come up. 20 seconds away from it, they're going to do a little swap. Rooney down.
Clean-nya.
Goes down to push down
Putar.
the bottom lane to set things up. So this is it. This is, you get the objective here. We'll see if they can take the turtle from it, from Twisted Minds. But so far, I will say Twisted Minds has been playing around their composition really well. And leaves Onyx Philippines kind of guessing here. James has been the guy to give them that vision as well. So Turtle's up, but I don't know, they're just going to blitz this, man. They have all the damage they need. They know Outplay's
Yuk,
up top.
masuk.
They fight for it.
They might go for it. Okay, Escalera trying to work on Kirk.
Oke,
The
dapat
Brusco battle,
Joy-nya.
MP the King secures it. AOG is going to connect with Brusco as the first man down. And a counterplay though, James got caught there as Onyx forcing Twisted Minds to retreat.
Moskop mid-nya.
Gets the turtle.
If the timing of the
Mid-nya bos. Dilepas kah?
unbreakable by the Gata
No
Concha was just a
way,
second
dilepas
later
dong.
that he would have caught MP the King also, but no, he couldn't. Eska!
Good combo there. SOD is also going to connect.
Nice.
With the electrifying bait. Immediately obliterated 3.
Itu.
Twisted Minds.
Kejar.
Turning things to their favor.
Oh no, King Kong.
Could be next.
Oh, Feathered Air Strike up against King Kong. Outplayed his Indo.
Nice.
Delivers the final spear. That
Sayang
pierces
Skala
through
juga
King
anti itu.
Kong. Brusco catches MP the King. Good combo there. But MP the King slithers away.
A miserable time for the Super Fam. The Spear of Mystery by Outplayed. Perfect. A 2-man stun after he entered with the SOD. Able to catch Super
Tapi itu
Prince,
karena
and
Super
I believe
Prince-nya
that was
belum apa, Bang, ya?
as well.
Belum
Twisted, they
dapat
have
momen
turned
sekalipun.
it up
Kalau
in
dapat
an
momen
instant
sekali aja ini
after
Onyx
again
ngeri
a
ya.
surprise initiation by Escalera. So far, it's been him leading the charge and setting up the potential game-winning MVP place.
Yeah, again, this is what you just talked about.
Boom.
Great usage of the Spirit of Misery too, as Outplayed shows up, and then they're just gone in an instant. I'm actually so surprised how that played a part too, and then King Kong, of course, has to deal with it as well. So that's a massive swing now for Outplayed in general. But you know, like you mentioned, Escalera doing so great. And it's
Hayabusa
not
King
often
Kong
that
masih
you
kurang
see
bang ya.
the Guinevere
Kelihatan.
come up to play, and this has been the story of Twisted Minds all throughout the regular season. The draft is what people wanted to see, and yeah, maybe they didn't have all the points that they wanted.
Mari kita
to.
lihat
Sometimes
di sini
they
kayaknya
fell short,
Super
but they were the team
Prince
that
yang
was
apa ini nanti
always
momen.
trying to really twist the draft, trying to go ahead and push
Kalau
the
Kelra
limits
nggak
of
mungkin karena
whatever
dia
meta
pakai
we were
clean.
currently in, because we've had quite a bit of changes
Kecuali
throughout
pakai
this
mouse
season
dia.
just alone. And you throw in a Guinevere there who we've seen.
Hey, dapat dong, langsung meledak dong, itu
Immediately
dia.
burst down, outplayed Escalera, caught in the crossfire. There has the flicker out. As
Mundur
James
harusnya,
with the
Bang.
attack of Onyx, but Brusco again with the fist break, trying to work on Escalera, but a major kill for Onyx Philippines.
What a read by Brusco and Onyx to find another diversion just to get here to the Lord in a better position, stopping Twisted Minds and their chances of potentially contesting this healthily.
Okay, a 5v2. Escalera still not in the picture. Hajizi already used up the feathered airstrike. King Kong quite low.
Sendiri
Good, the
loh.
dark wave there from James goes in with the inverted pursuit.
Kemana kawannya?
Dealing a lot of damage, but he's gonna fall down. MP the King manages to get one, but the trade after trade for both of these teams. Two will fall. Brusco.
Aduh,
only
tombaknya
for
nggak
Onyx
kena juga.
Philippines.
Hey, they stopped the Lord though. Onyx Philippines not able to just secure it just yet. They might start it back up. They have to go kind of reset.
Yeah.
Get Kirk back into the fight. He had to use a revitalize earlier on. So Escalera and Hajizi, they're keeping tabs here.
Divo.
Super Friend's gonna go ahead and join alongside Kirk, so they might push it here.
Feathered airstrike. Escalera jumps in, but gets potted out by Onyx and bursted down by Kelra as King Kong picks up the Lord.
Twisted
Ini,
Minds.
Lordnya
They
udah
did their
dapat
absolute
langsung
best for
dibalikan ini.
Brusco. Two big plays in that long
Yakin lah
sequence.
pasti
Number
jebol
one,
ini
of course,
satu
the initial captures
dalam
of
turretnya.
outplayed as they were going to the Lord.
Minimal.
Now, once you're in the Lord and Onyx Philippines started it up, it looked like Twisted Minds and MP the King could take it away. But the moment MP the King saw blood, he saw so many members slow, Brusco got his fist break just in time. Fist wind as well, although it should be called fist bump. Come on, it's a big fist bump. So he was able to dish out the combo just in time to make sure MP the King gets interrupted.
Okay.
Oh, timing again. Conceal's going to be used. Brusco leading the charge alongside Kirk. They want these shields down. Tier 2 is still up in the mid, and the top finally goes down here too. That might be all they get with this Lord, is that Holy Shield. The Holy Defense is going to be popped now on the bottom lane. So Onyx Philippines,
Waduh,
being
Parsianya
down a few thousand
udah
gold,
ulti,
but earlier
dihitung
on,
mereka dong.
have now just turned the tides with the recent
Berapa detik orang ini bisa war?
and Brusco, man, he's been doing this all series. You know,
Yeah.
he's been the Badang.
Three
He's been
Badang
doing
games.
this. It's just like it's an. I don't want to say it's an easy job for him, because sometimes we've seen him get caught out.
Yeah.
But it's literally what Renmar said earlier. Just throw bodies. Like, that's what Badang does, and maybe that's why he's so buff. But like, you just
Yeah.
throw the bodies at them, and you're probably going to force a reaction or something else from Twisted Minds.
Yeah, that's why he's been so good. Every time that the wall comes up, even if you take out one, you only catch 1% out of the wall. That's either already a -1 or one dude that you're forcing to flicker, to use a dash. All very important resources in the pro scene. And Brusco's been fantastic so far in the
Oke,
recent sequences.
Super Prince-nya.
Diversion. Okay, it's not going to lead into anything too crazy. And equally, on the other side, of course, Twisted Minds, it got to this position because
Tadinya
Escalera's been great
ulti
on this
loh.
Guinevere. So it's like a rover
Sayang
battle
dong.
to see who could have the better set.
Okay. Gonna fight for the purple buff, but MP the King
Oh,
goes
Dipaksa
in.
dong
Of course,
Warren
uses
ini.
the retribution, but now Escalera trying to work on Kirk. A good dark way there from James, forced out the flicker.
Langsung dong.
Connects as well. The ultimate fighter for the side of Twisted Minds will fall down.
what a jump.
Man, Gatot and Badang together. What a read by Kirk, the patience. It was like, wait, have they used everything? Yeah, Kirk, go ahead, just jump in, man. And then Brusco was like, let me add him in a little bit more. I also have something with me back available right away. MP,
Tuh.
MP, no way, no way,
Oh,
no
no.
way, no way!
So they also connect outplay.
Nice.
Pops his mind of nature.
Awas
Brusco
itu.
gets three. King Kong is in the picture this time. Hajizi, he doesn't know where King Kong is, but they do have minions and the numbers. And now Twisted Minds twist it to their favor.
Akhirnya Moskopnya kena tombaknya bang ya.
MP outplayed. My God! Earlier was the whole Gatot, Badang, all right, let's bruise him up, and then the Joy and the Moskov suddenly makes magic together as well. Fantastic back and forth by these two.
Oke,
So that's going to get them the
Free.
objective too. What did you call the Moskov earlier on?
dibalikkan lagi.
A spear-wielding hottie.
That
Keadaan.
was spear-wielding hottie.
I was
About
hoping you'd
played.
forget that.
Well, we didn't. And now they remember if they missed it earlier.
Oh, man.
Wielding hot. Again, we're about to approach the 15-minute mark. What do we call that again, Renmar, after the 15-minute mark?
Gotta go to the
Ini
back.
udah full item kayaknya nih. Moskopnya. Enggak.
At this point,
Nah,
he's
ya.
got his Malefic gun now too. So
Yeah.
Sudah full
Outplay is
item.
locked in. He's got some extra range to work with. He's ready for the contest
Clean-nya
against Kelvin.
satu item
Because
lagi.
Kelvin had that earlier on. He's still working. What is he gonna go? BOD?
Yeah, it's all about who has a longer reach.
Longer reach and more damage.
That's what it's all about. It's about the long range poke. I want to hurt you, but from afar.
From afar.
Nah, jadi
From
BOD-nya.
afar. It's like sending your most hated establishment a very strongly worded letter.
Mari kita lihat
Or
Moskopnya
bad
nih.
I was gonna say reviews. Like now, I mean, we are in 2025.
Yeah.
You want to send a letter? Go ahead. But I don't know if they're gonna get that. Now,
Escalera,
Face Siege.
tunjukkan
Twisted
pesonamu.
Minds, press it in. Kirk's
Finds
Dapat
Kirk.
Kirk loh.
But he decides to walk away as Onyx Philippines will take care of this Lord.
All right. Twisted Minds doing what they can to force reactions out of Onyx Philippines, especially with a feathered airstrike and of course Escalade going.
Oh.
Igan, chill, man.
Chill, Ingan. I mean, you can take a drink of water.
How can I chill if King Kong does something like that? Almost though.
You're mid-drink and like
Didn't cast the Wiki Shadow because he saw that there are a lot of members for side of Twisted.
Yeah. All right. That would have been cool. Let's see if we can get another chance at that. Maybe they were just like they were stretching out the muscles to see if they were gonna pull off that play, instead to get the
Blade
shadow and whatnot.
of Despair
Let's
jadi untuk
see.
King Kong.
All right, well, back to it. Twisted Minds has gotten themselves the lead that they need. They should be able to go just in this next lore that comes up in about a minute or so. Kind of take control of the area. You saw the Divine Glade picked up by Hajizi now. He's been really good with the feathered airstrikes and just surviving too. And that's always one of the advantages of having that Farsa there. You can see as this game continues on though, the kind of swing back and forth, it relies so much for Onyx Philippines to just choose their fights correctly. We saw how much they had to go ahead and throw at Twisted Minds, and then eventually it's like, okay, we could possibly surprise them with a diversion.
Yeah.
We could go ahead and utilize the Gynecoптers jump with the Avatar of the Guardian, but even Brusco. So if they run down that checklist and they run out of options there, I think that's where Twisted Minds really kind of shines. And they are able to go ahead and be quite bursty in the magic department. But then you kind of throw in the focusing mark emblem there too, and that helps with some of the bursts that we're seeing and why I feel like Onyx Philippines is left in check in some of these fights, because if they get even a couple
9
of
detik
shots down
Lord akan muncul.
with the feathered airstrike, we know how aggressive
Kita lihat di sini
is
Super Princess
with
ini
the
kuncinya
Farsa.
Bang ya.
That's a lot of times
Nah,
we're just
kemana
kind of
itu
left there
Pi?
being like, all right, we probably don't want to take this fight. So they
Cuma
don't take
ngecek
that
aja, Bang, ya.
version. They're going to conceal. Lord has started up on a Twisted Mind, so they get in position. Brusco's going to jump in.
Okay. Who's gonna initiate first? Escalera has to conceal but gets spotted out
Kirknya.
by Kirk. Now
Oh, no.
they commit everything onto Kirk, but he has to
Mati
revitalize.
Kirknya.
So Onyx was able to free hit though, and they were able to take down
Tunggu
Kirk.
dulu dong.
All right. Twisted Minds still has to be very careful though. They're up against a Hayabusa. They know
Nah,
that there's a
tinggal
chance that
nunggu
King Kong
Kelranya.
can steal this away. Already zoned out. Hajizi, great use of the
Karat
feather
doang.
airstrike plus the flicker. A bit early, but it's forced rotations out of Onyx Philippines and Super Prince is low.
Good
they're gonna zone
zone.
out.
Good zone there from James. As
Oke,
Twisted
dilepas.
Minds
Nggak berani orang itu
will
ngambil
get the
risiko
Lord.
Bang ya.
Onyx concedes.
Yeah, they had to. I mean, they might have taken a risk, but then again, it's like, all right, maybe we shouldn't. You know, yes, King Kong might have been able to go ahead and swoop on in there and try to get that retry off, but it's better that they don't. Some key items are being picked up on here on both sides. How does this look on the defense side for Onyx Philippines, Renmar?
Oh, they do have the Loyi and the Clint with them, so as long as they watch their positioning, Twisted Minds will be receiving a lot of damage. But maybe it's like what we said in game number 1. Twisted Minds can just try and throw bodies here. The difficult thing about doing that as this lineup is that you're up against a Badang, wherein if you're not careful, you get caught by the Badang, you're gonna get caught by the Gatakacha in turn, which means that the Loyi and the Clint are both going to be set up to be able to do
Kelranya
damage.
nggak
You saw just how much
dapat, Bang,
damage
ya.
Escalera took from a few hits from
Maksudnya
Oh, this is big. Escalera can just
Guinevere nggak pernah dapat itu Kelranya. Posisi Kelranya ngeri kali, Bos.
Top turret of Onyx Philippines is going to be taken out mid the next focus. They got to clear out this Lord here. They're in a tight
Hey.
position. Oh,
Brusco front
Nggak
back.
dapat.
They tried to make a play there, paired up with the AOG, but still they were able to work on the
Apa
Lord.
itu?
They just lost one individual
Tiba-tiba.
turret.
that might have been enough to put enough pressure to
Yeah.
go ahead and stop more damage to the base here.
Yeah, and I think Twisted Minds can actually continue this. They can keep up the offense.
Oh no.
Diversion, they're going to be sending Kirk.
He sent out Kirk. Good taunt onto MP the King as MP the King work. Oh, Escalera!
Dapat dong.
Immortality popped in. Brusco is the first man down. Outplay just dishing out the damage. Kirk trying to soak up the damage. Keller's gonna pick up a kill onto Escalera. A roamer for a roamer. James left behind. He still has his immortality though. As King Kong went for it. Oh!
He
Got
wants to
dodged
get
out by
immortality.
James.
Still alive, he gets away just in time. And here comes the evac helicopter.
And he held on to the immortality too.
Yeah, he didn't lose it.
Didn't lose it, got so close there. So, given all that happened, Onyx Philippines still holds on to the one turret in the bottom lane. So, with Twisted Minds, the tools that they had, you know, they can't just kind of blindlessly go for that base push from Onyx Philippines. They have to continue to watch out for those off angles. And that's what we saw Onyx Philippines try to utilize there on the base defense. So they find themselves once again at this point. Lord is coming up in 10. How do they play around this? Everyone's going to be up, but some crucial battle spells are also not available for this. So they'll kind of delay things most likely, because even on the other side, Twisted Minds doesn't have what?
Oke,
3
Super
flickers
Prince-nya
available just yet. So
bareng sama Clean-nya Bang ya.
beefed up Lord as well. Now that we're past the 20-minute mark,
Kemana
so
itu
Outplay
nanti
will start it up.
ultinya?
Philippines gets the information.
Oke, ke ujung sana.
A conservative diversion. I thought that Onyx Philippines would try to go for something incredibly aggressive, but they wanted to play it safe. They'd rather get the key figures in position first. Keller has to backtrack and clear the minion wave in mid. Finally has showed himself. I don't think King Kong showed up in the map of Twisted Minds just yet. Now already seen by James. Okay, they know where King Kong is. General idea. So now they're both just jockeying for position, trying to get a better one.
Look at
While
Escalera.
Escalera, exactly, might pull off the play of the series so far. If he can get a massive conceal, knock up full Violet Requiem in, and save Twisted Minds' hope of chasing the
Kita
Immortal
lihat
Cup.
apakah Kelranya menggunakan gerakan 2 kali di tempat yang sama.
On this side of the map.
Can he make some magic?
He can. Hey.
Dicek dong.
Just gonna go up there though.
They know,
this
they
might-
know.
They know. Escalera, is he still gonna try to make a move?
Force them back.
Oh, he's just spotted out, so they disengage from it and still. Oh, King
Oh.
Kong was even a half health.
Habis dong skillnya semuanya dari tadi.
Moment for them to go.
Jangan.
Also, they're trying to send out Kellera. King Kong.
Habis
will
skillnya
reverse
semua.
there. MP the King already used up the electrifying beats.
Oke, itu minionnya udah masuk.
Clear that on the side of Onyx.
Hajar.
Oh, they gotta send Super Friends up there.
You know.
Waves
Oh.
pushing in. Oh,
Oke, mundur.
Kirk used AOG defensively, but the
King
minions
Kongnya di
don't.
sana,
The
Bang.
minions don't.
The minions has spawned.
Okay, King Kong, we can shadow kill, but with their crown play there from MP the King, as Twisted Mind works on the Lord, and they will successfully secure the Lord.
King Kongnya.
such a
Oh! Escalera picks up King Kong, popped his immortality. MP the King working on the back, and they will able to
Enka.
push down the 2 junglers. Killer dishing out the damage onto James. He still has his
Killranya
immortality,
selalu selamat,
but
bos.
another pick off, another setup from Escalera.
Magic made indeed. They needed a moment. They needed something. They needed hope, and it came in the form of Escalera. Both junglers down, though. Twisted Minds. Can they end it here to force
36
the series
detik.
to go on? Can their chase for the Immortal
Kelamaan,
Cup
bos.
in the Champions
Ini gimana
Arena
ini?
live on?
Gonna have to do it.
Lama
GG
kali.
going up on the top side. Brusco, and now the force to fight.
Okay, good cancel. With the Feather Airstrike, Brusco already used up his ultimate though. Keller being able to do it, damage Escalera here. Brusco again trying to soak up the damage as James goes in.
Killranya
Keller being able to
free
dish out
tuh.
damage onto the Lord. Inhibitor turret down bottom has now been exposed.
Gak
and
dipaksa
Onyx
dong,
will
bos.
be able to clear out the Lord.
That was a great defense. They had to juggle that around properly. And yes, both junglers being gone, Onyx Philippines holds on. All base turrets down though. A little bit of damage to the base, but ultimately still in this game, almost at the
Ini
24-minute mark.
berbahaya ini,
A
Bang.
question that
Serius.
might haunt Twisted Minds, though. Did they play that too safe? I understand why they were playing it safely. Them getting wiped out at that moment meant that Onyx can just rush it straight into the base, and it's going to be what? MP the King, most likely the only one left to try and defend it. But could they maybe have just stayed a little bit
Harusnya
longer
ini
to
tuh,
try?
tinggal ganti ke
It seems
Immortal
they
lah
were
ya.
counting,
Apanya?
trying to count King Kong's
Moskopnya.
respawn there, who was very close because they knew him coming in with the shadow kill. But my mind cannot stop lingering on the thought of what if, right?
Yeah.
What if?
They,
And that might be the question.
they need to start throwing bodies like what Onyx has been doing.
Ini
Now,
sekarang
24-minute mark, Renmar, this is your HLG.
Utaro tak lah.
A long game.
Hella long
And
game.
this is a hella long series. It was like almost 16 minutes in game 1, 19 minutes in game 2, and we're getting close to 25 minutes in game number 3. And it's a best of 5 series.
That's great. I hope we get to witness another game here too with Twisted Minds. The way that they've been playing this, they should have total control of this next Lord. Even you can already see the positioning happening here.
Yeah.
King Kong will go ahead and scout some about. I think we have to see Onyx Philippines pull some of their own magic, you know, utilizing Super Friends especially for this. But it just seems so difficult to get an advantage in terms of positioning around these objectives for them.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing MP the King pull off some magic as well. It was him who was able to stop King Kong twice in that long Lord dance, the last one that we saw, and him able to use the
Holy
Wither Crown at the
Crystal
right
untuk
moment
Super
so that
Prince.
King Kong's shadow kills effect would be minimized, forcing King Kong to shadow out.
Bertiga itu.
So MP the King is showing up some magic here, outplayed the rest of Twisted Minds.
Aja
It's just
critnya,
who can
Bang.
be more magical at the right moment, the right time, the right trade. It's so crucial now. 25 minutes in, getting closer to 26. And Onyx are trying to open up the map. They're trying to apply pressure. They're sending a 3-man hit squad of the Lo Yi, the Clint, and the Badang. The two fastest damage-dealing heroes you have, but it was spotted out by Twisted Minds with the Sentry.
Yep. So they're just going to go ahead and pop the diversion. They already know, you know, the plan was foiled. We got to go back.
Mundur
from
mereka
this.
bertiga langsung.
And so it's
Tidak mau
ultimately
ngambil
just grab
resiko.
your buffs while you can, and maybe we'll meet at the Lord here as they go ahead and get ready. 26 minutes in, gold lead, it pretty much doesn't matter at this point. What really matters is how it's executed with the tools they have. And realistically, it just seems like Onyx Philippines has had some trouble getting to these targets. You know, the Immortalities, they really haven't been able to even pop some of them in some of the exchanges that they had because there's just so much mobility you could see from Twisted Minds too. So once again, kind of just staring off here for this Lord. It's going to be quite a bit of work to actually take this one down already. And the waves, you know, you see the mid lane, it's going to be met with that wave, that fresh wave pushing in. They still have to clear it though, and they can always rely on Super Friends, and that's why you have them staying so close to Super Friends so that he can just kind of send in who he needs with that diversion.
27 menit.
Twisted Minds.
Diversion, where's it going?
They're gonna wait for the diversion though. Onyx was able to clear out the minions down bottom, so they have enough time to actually make a play here.
Kemana dia nih?
Diversion is there.
Wah, dari belakang.
Oh, MP's there though, he sees them.
Brusco already committed.
Nice.
And Killer got
Salah posisi.
eliminated immediately.
Lord tayo, Bang.
Minds was ready for the attack of Onyx.
Itu MP the King yang ngapain? Aduh. Dia nggak tahu ke King Kong masih hidup.
Also got taken down. King Kong under Shadow, Escalera on the chase alongside, outplayed Kirk with the AOG. Beautiful cast over the Ouija Shadow Kill. Will he be able to escape though? As James working on Brusco. Kirk caught in the crossfire there, had Chase, they used up the feathered airstrike. Good pin down there from outplay to force out the Immortality. Winter Crown Blade, is this enough time bought?
Harusnya.
That might have been enough time. I mean, now it's
Nggak usah Lord lagi, Bang. Aja.
They know, what do we got? 30 seconds away for
Itu tadi bodoh kali tempe the King-nya.
James Haji
nggak kena lagi.
Destruction is not gonna connect with the minions.
Nice.
And backs against the wall. Twisted Minds. They don't care.
Akhirnya.
They extend